All right, let's get into this. Now, remember, some people might have just jumped on now. People might be coming in a little bit later. I've asked people to look up what is a menorah. Look up a menorah. I'm going to come back to that. So let's go from verse 9. I, John, your brother and companion. So this is John the Apostle. He's their brother and their companion in what? In the tribulation and kingdom and patience of Jesus Christ. So John is writing to them, and he actually tells us he was on the island of Patmos for the word of God and for the testimony of Jesus Christ. John the Apostle was actually banished to this island on Patmos. Now, from what we understand from church tradition in the first century, John the Apostle is the only apostle to have lived out the full extent of his life. As I said on Sunday, Mormons believe that he's still alive. We know that it's not to be true. He did outlive the other disciples, the other apostles. Peter was crucified upside down on the cross. Some of them were beheaded. They all died in horrible ways. John the Apostle, rather, they did try to execute him. They actually did try to execute him by boiling him to death in a pot. But tradition says that he survived. And when he writes this, some believe he wrote this in the 60s AD, and some believe he wrote it in the 90s AD. Now, I tend to believe that he wrote this later on, in the 90s. But some believe, and they have a really strong argument, that basically the whole New Testament was written down before Jerusalem was destroyed in the Wars of the Jews in AD 66 to 73.